You feel the power of this. It's like this incredible, undeniable magnetic pull. It has everything within it. It's like your entire self or your entire history is represented here. And it's so simple, right? It's like this one thing, but it means everything. It's like you can feel it in your heart. Everything in you is saying yes, that they've been, it's like that they've been with me the whole time. Or there's evidence of their signature within, like, throughout my entire life. There could be something here about, like I promised I would never walk away from this. I promised I would always hold this position. And it's almost like maybe, it's like this apology or regret, the fact that you're preparing to move out of this situation where it was like taken for granted, perhaps, maybe even by you, that you would stay there for the long term. But the thing is, you have been there already long term. Does that go into like infinity, or has it been long term enough? You've given enough of yourself. You've given maybe all of yourself to this, where the position that you're holding now, you've given all of yourself to that. But now you're realizing that your whole self actually belongs in this. And so therefore, it's like you have to kind of disconnect, pull up roots, and take the core of yourself out of that situation. There's this feeling of that whatever it is that you do, you do it with your whole heart, right? So it's like your whole heart has been invested in this situation or this position. And so to pull yourself out of it is a drastic big move, right? It's kind of like a big statement. This is what you're saying to them or the situation. It's not about you. It's not because of you. It's because my whole heart has recognized where I belong. And I belonged here up until now, and now I must move in this direction. You're recognizing that aspects of their energy have been interwoven through, almost like through as far back as you can remember. You're seeing evidence of it's almost like of your awareness that they exist. It's like you always knew them, you were always connected to them, you can see evidence of it. There's direct evidence in your life, in your creations, up to this point that has like their signature on it. Like there's so many things throughout your life that point directly to them even though you didn't know them yet. Actually, interestingly, you're looking this way, they're looking at you, or you haven't maybe told them everything that this contains, but it's like, but you're preparing to. It's like you're preparing to give them your heart, or like propose, perhaps. I mean, this is like maybe like a marriage proposal. It could be that big of a deal, which I'm reluctant to say that because it feels like, in a sense, they're kind of new, but as well, perhaps you have a knowing about a future proposal. It's like you know somewhere down the road you're going to propose to them. They've been with you all this time. There's evidence that they've been like kind of spiritually with you, energetically with you through your entire life. This is where you finally get to kind of do that polar flip and pull them into your physical reality. Because it's like you've always known that this connection was possible. And it's like you found them finally because you had this kind of internal knowing about them, or this internal connection that was felt by you. And it's kind of being confirmed in reality here. It's like as you perceive them or get to know them and their life, you can see evidence of that inner connection. Everything in your life needs to shift because this now needs to be the priority. There is challenge in this. It's like having to powerfully move towards what you know. It's like your spirit, the universe is leading you powerfully toward. There's no going back. There's no denying it. You cannot not do it. It's all consuming. It's like you can stay where you are, but you're just going to be like so transfixed with this possibility or this. So you can stay where you are, but you're just, it'll turn into an obsession. Once you see it, you can't let it go. It's like it's so for you that even if you like turn away from it and say, no, it's not for me, I'm going to stay committed where I am here now, you can't let it go. It almost just, it keeps growing. It's taken over your entire internal reality, and it's not going to let you go. That it is a challenging transition. That there could be a lot of like hurt feelings, a lot of sharp words. Your spirit is so soothed. It's like, this is where you belong. This is like, it's this nesting energy where you're just feeling held and so peaceful. It's like there's potential wounding here. And especially in the initial stages, in the first few steps, those first few steps can be really painful because you're almost like being ripped out of the long-standing engagements in your life. Maybe like it's unfortunate, but it's so worth it. There are unfortunate aspects or consequences of having to change direction so radically, but it's so worth it. It's almost like, hurry up and get through this part. Hurry up and get through the disconnection phase. Things happening in this space that you will need to recuperate from, but the biggest energy here is just peacefulness, feeling like you've arrived, feeling like this is exactly where you're supposed to be. There's absolutely no question in your being whatsoever. This is absolutely where you're meant to be. So even though it was difficult, it might have caused a lot of loss for you and for other people because you're pulling yourself out. So there's consequences to everybody. It's like when you look in their direction, it's like your heart just knows. It's like your heart lights up. Your heart knows. You know. I see myself in them. I see them in me. It's all consuming, but it's like in all the right ways. Almost like you become one being. It's like this is like another version of you. Like you just met them and already you know you want to get married. Whether or not you ever declare that or let that out, it's like you know.